Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Presidential candidate Bongbong Marcos and his Senate slate are in Pangasinan to woo voters in the area. Let's get more details. We have with us Marlene Alcaide, who's reporting to us live on the ground. Marlene, would like to know how has the campaigning been for Marcos Jr. over there in Pangasinan?
Riza, it's been a busy day for Marcos Jr. and his UNI team as they made their way around Pangasinan. Early this morning, Marcos Jr. and the UNI team held a grand campaign rally in Alaminos. Residents came early to catch a glimpse of the presidential candidate and take a photo of him. Because of the heat, a supporter fainted during the rally, but she was immediately given first aid. The UNI team candidates also went to Dagupan City to hold another campaign rally. There, Marcos Jr. once again vowed to lower electricity rate and strengthen agriculture and tourism for more jobs. After this, the UNI team senatorial slate held a motorcade where they were greeted by thousands of supporters. But missing the campaign sortie was Marcos Jr.'s running mate, Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte. She earlier explained that they sometimes have to campaign separately to cover more places. As for support, both candidates for Pangasinan governor said they would back the Marcos Duterte tandem. Riza, Marcos Jr. working rounds in Pangasinan for the rest of the day. The province has more than 2 million registered voters. Riza?
Thank you for that update. That's Marlene Alcaide reporting live from Pangasinan. More than 40 Filipinos have evacuated from Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, as Russia's attacks continue. Now, the Foreign Affairs Department said Philippine Ambassador to Warsaw, Poland, Leah Basinang Ruiz welcomed them to Lviv in western Ukraine. Now, the embassy said it is ready to assist them to leave Ukraine and enter Poland in order to board their flights on their way home to the Philippines. DFA Secretary Teddy Locsin Jr. arrived in Poland on Friday to await the arrival of OFWs and monitor the government's repatriation efforts. Now, as the Russia-Ukraine conflict continues to escalate, the prices of gasoline and other commodities here in the Philippines would only go higher. Shaila Francisco has the report.
Alfredo, who only earns minimum wage, couldn't help but complain about the rising prices of goods. Half of his salary is already spent on gasoline.
Gumawa sana ng paraan ng Duterte administration natin para sa amin mahirap. Diba? Kasi kami lang ang nakakaramdam ng hirap eh. Yung may mga kaya at saka mayaman, hindi naman nila nararamdaman yan eh. Kami lang ang lalong nababaod.
However, Alfredo's situation could worsen as gasoline prices are expected to increase amid the Ukraine-Russia conflict. Brent crude oil surged above $100 per barrel after Russian military forces attacked Ukraine. Before reaching this level, gasoline prices are averaging 68 pesos a liter. If oil prices soar to $120 per barrel, analysts fear that pump prices could increase by at least 9 pesos. This is expected as Russia is among the world's largest supplier of oil. Philippines may be affected as the country sources its supply from China, South Korea, and Japan, who are all getting from Russia.
Wala pang impact talaga sa supply yung pangyayari sa Russia. But definitely sa price. Kasi alam mo naman ang oil commodity to, tinitrade to. Nagkikik ang prices.
This could translate to higher prices in commodities due to higher production and transport costs. Economists fear that this could dampen economic growth as higher prices could mean lower consumption, which may result in losses for the private sector.
May kambal na pahirap na yun nga, hirap kang kumita and at the same time you're faced with higher prices. Yun yung yung risk dyan. Especially in a time na na ganito, matamlay ang ating demand, hindi pa ganun kasigla.
The Trade Department is now studying the impact of the rising tensions between Russia and Ukraine since both parties are trading partners of the country. Shaila Francisco, we are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The health department logs over 1,200 new COVID-19 infections. The caseload has breached the 3,660,000 mark, some 53,900 of which are still active. The virus killed at least 128 more patients, pushing the death toll to more than 56,300. Survivors are now over 3,549,000 with 2,400 new recoveries logged today. 5.3% out of more than 26,000 tests recently conducted yielded positive results. Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. The LTFRB says they are now studying proposals to increase fares in public utility jeepneys. This comes after price of fuel continues to increase amid the tension among Russia, Ukraine, and other countries. Save Our Schools network denies that an encounter ensued between communist rebels and the military in Davao de Oro on Thursday. The supposed encounter claimed by the armed forces resulted in 5 deaths, including 2 volunteer teachers. The Communist Party of the Philippines says the military is, quote, twisting the truth to play into their narrative. And 69% of Filipinos believe that fake news is a serious issue. Now, according to the latest social weather station survey, the poll also states that 51% find it very difficult to spot fake news on television, radio, or social media. Now, for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now, www.signalplay.com, and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.